Hi, friends. I just wanted to do a video about my latest snafu with Spectrum. So a few years ago, I created a website, and with a web designer who I think she knew enough to kind of um, almost just mess up your website. So after a year of trying to get it to work, I just discarded that website. Now it's like $3,500 down the tubes, along with many hours of futile effort. And now I'm wondering if the problem was Charter Spectrum. So I have a new website, another $3,500 into it, and so it's been a year since I used the old website account. I moved from that location, which was on Main Street. Then I moved to somewhere on Higgins Street, and I didn't set up the website account on Higgins Street, and I was there for 6 months. Here I am on First Street, and after a couple months here with the new account and with Spectrum, with your new account, you start supposedly fresh, but not really. Because when I opened up my account information a few days ago, my old address from a year ago was showing up. So it seems like they don't delete or close out those old accounts, which then confuse the Charter Spectrum people, as well as the clients, as well as the customers. A month ago, I called and I want to make sure my website is going to be able to be set up in Charter Spectrum. I talked to very nice people. Very nice people are talking to me, but and I think that the Charter Spectrum infrastructure is poor because the person told me everything was set up and they needed to do something else. So wait 2 days. And so then I waited and I called to make sure everything's set up. And they're like, oh, we got to do this other thing. And so I called today. And when I go into what their platform to set up your website, it's called Odin. And it's like this 80s style platform, not very user friendly. And the code, the username and password that I agreed with the person I spoke with a couple days with was not the correct password. As a matter of fact, the password they had for me, they never informed me of. So, anyways, I finally got that squared away after 45 minutes, and um, and then and I'm not even telling you all the stuff because I can't remember all of the failures of Charter Spectrum. So when I finally got in to their platform, it said that I had to buy my domain name, and I get a free domain. You get a free, supposedly. So I had to spend another half hour with, yeah, very nice people, but I'm wasting all this time on uh, every step with Charter Spectrum. There's something wrong. Then after the person worked with me, fixed my thing, they email me and they email me with my old address. And I'm like, I need a Charter Spectrum support group. Like, I swear, like, I think it's Montana in all regions in the inland Northwest that are just abandoned by Charter. It's just like, no wonder there's not a lot of businesses. No wonder there's not a lot of inventions done in Montana because you're fighting everything. You like the internet doesn't care about you. Landlords don't care about you. Doctors don't care about you. Like, you're just this nuisance. Like, it's all about expediency. And what's the expediency about? Like, they're not even doing like their thing right. Or the mechanism of stuff is not like Charter every step of the way. Every step of the way. So anyways, who knows? Maybe it'll work now, but I just don't understand why I had to spend hours and hours uh, of just to find, like, I don't know if it's the procedure of how Charter does things or if it's the software. I mean, I think the people are very nice. I've talked to very nice customer service people, but I shouldn't have had to spend hours, like probably 3 hours, to get what I think is not, it didn't, it wasn't 3 hours worth of time. And maybe it's just like they have just entry-level people who are having to teach themselves on the job, which I think is very poor for Charter Spectrum. And the thing is, like, Charter gets away with it because I guess they're like one of the only options. And I'm like, I mean, I just think like telecom is just wasting, like taking our money and wasting our time and making us frustrated. And I feel like this, it's like a bait and switch where we're given this false sense of security that, yeah, you can, you can have a website. No, no, no. And the thing is, like, with my first website that crashed and burned, I thought it was the web designer, and I think the web designer did have some problems. But I'm realizing now, I think it was the Charter Spectrum tech support. Like, they're very nice people. I mean, at the time, it was like it seemed to be all run by Russians because everybody I spoke with when I started my first website was like Russian. But like maybe they didn't know what they were doing, or maybe the Charter Spectrum software was just like their databases were all messed up or something like that. So anyways, if you're starting a business, don't move to Montana. You're not going to get like good internet like service in terms of like just overall. Just don't start a business here in Montana. Thanks for watching.